Hello friends, welcome to Dreamweaver Crocheting with Love. In today's tutorial, I am going to teach you how to make this baby bunny cap. Now this cap I have done for a 12 to 18 months old baby. This cap can be done in 3 simple steps. First, we'll be making a basic beanie. Then we need to make the eyes, the nose as well as the ears of our bunny. And the last step would be to assemble all these parts together in order to make our bunny cap. So let's begin. Now let's see what all materials are needed in order to make this bunny cap. Now these are the 2 colors that I'll be using to make the bunny cap. Here I've taken this black colored yarn to make the eyes and the baby pink color yarn to make the nose part of a bunny cap. Scissors, a 3.5 mm crochet hook and hot glue. Now I'll be using this hot glue in order to stick the nose and the eyes of the bunny cap. So let's see how this is worked out. Now as I mentioned before, the first step while making the bunny cap is to make a basic beanie. Now in our channel there is already a tutorial of how to make a basic beanie. So you can just go through that tutorial and make the beanie. Now this beanie I have done for a 12 to 18 month old baby. So you can just refer to that and work out this beanie accordingly. Now once the beanie is done, we'll be working with the ears, nose and the eyes part of the bunny cap. Now we shall start up by making the ears of our bunny. For that, using this grey colored yarn, make a slip knot and work 25 chains. So here I have done with my 25 chains. Now skip the first 2 chains from the hook and work 1/2 double crochet into the 3rd stitch. Into the next 4 chains, work 1/2 double crochet each. Now counting the first half double crochet, you have in total 5 half double crochets. Now into the next 17 chains, work 1 double crochet each. So here I worked the 17 double crochet. Now I am left with the last stitch. Into this last stitch, work 10 double crochets. Now in the last stitch I have worked 10 double crochets. Now working on the opposite side, we will be doing 1 double crochet into the next 17 stitches. So just keeping this tail underneath so that it gets hidden. Here I am left with the last 5 stitches. So into these stitches I will be working 1/2 double crochet each. Now after working the 5 half double crochets, I have slip stitched into the chain 2 space and cut my yarn. Now we will be joining the blue colored yarn into the first half double crochet worked. So going to the first stitch. Now after joining this yarn, work 1 chain and the sequence for the sound is very simple. That is, you will be working 1/2 double crochet throughout the entire round. That is starting from the first stitch till the last stitch. We'll be working 1/2 double crochet each. So as I've done over here, we'll be working 1/2 double crochet into each of the stitches till the end of the round. So just continue with this pattern. Now after working the second row with this blue colored yarn, I have slip stitched on top of the first half double crochet worked and cut my yarn. I have left about 50 to 60 cm of yarn which can be used to sew the ear together. Now in total we will be needing 4 such pieces. Now one is already done, so you have to make 3 more pieces in a similar manner. Now once it's done, we will join 2 pieces together to form a single ear. Now I have already done with the next piece. So we'll be just joining them together. Now this tends to be the wrong side of our crochet work and this will be the right side. So keeping the wrong side on the inner part and keeping all these loose ends inside, we will just sew along the edges using this yarn. Now you can see in this bunny cap, I have just made one piece and attached it to the beanie in order to make it as a bunny cap. But what I felt is if we join two pieces of ears in this manner, then we can give more stiffness to the ears. So if you want, you can just make one piece and attach it in this manner, or you can just opt for this method as I'll be doing later and make the ear in this way. Now we'll be joining these two pieces together to make the first ear. For that, we'll be going through the back loop of the first stitch and the front loop of the next stitch in this way to join them together. So just going to the back loop of the piece on the front and the front loop of the piece on the back. Join these two pieces. So you will be following the same pattern throughout the entire round. So just continue till you reach this point. So as I mentioned the sequence, I have worked the entire round in a similar manner and put knots. In similar way, I have done with the second ear too. So our ear part is done. Now we'll be working with the eyes. Now for making the eye, just work one magic circle. And into this magic circle, work 10 half double crochets. So after working the 10 half double crochet stitches into this magic circle, I have slip stitch on top of the first half double crochet stitch worked and cut my yarn. I have about 15 centimeter of yarn which can be used to sew this eye to the bunny cap. In similar manner, work one more eye. So here I am done with two of the eyes. Now the next step is to make the nose part. For that we will be using this pink colored yarn. Put a slip knot and work 3 chains. Now skip the first chain from the hook and work one single crochet into next 2 stitches. Now work one chain and turn your work. And the sequence for this round is to work 2 single crochets into the first stitch followed by 1 single crochet into the next. Again work one chain and turn your work. So here we have 3 stitches in total. So we'll be working 2 single crochets into the first stitch followed by 1 single crochet into next 2 stitches. For this row in total I have worked 4 single crochets. Now working the next row, chain 1 and turn your work, and into the first stitch work 2 single crochets. We have 3 single crochets left over, so we'll be working 1 single crochet into each of them. So in total we have worked 5 single crochets. Now for working the last row, work one chain and work 1 single crochet into each of the stitches. Now in order to give a nice finishing, we'll be working 1 single crochet all the way around the edge. So work one chain and moving sideways, work 1 single crochet into each of the rows. So moving to this side, we'll be working 1 single crochet throughout. So after working 1 single crochet around this edge in this way, I've slip stitched on top of the first single crochet work and cut my yarn. So our nose is also done. Now the last step for working this bunny cap is to assemble all these things together in order to make our bunny cap. Now in this bunny cap, you can see I have attached one of the ears. Now I shall show you how to attach the next ear. For that, you'll be counting 5 rows from the top. First, second, third, fourth, fifth. And into the 5th row, just pick up the stitch on the edge and put a stitch marker so that it marks the stitch where you will be just joining the ear. So once you have put the stitch marker, and holding this ear in this manner, just open up from the inner part and going through the stitches to multiple number of times, just sew this ear to the stitch. Just see to that the ear holds firmly onto the beanie. Now go into the inner part and tie knots. And cut the excess yarn. So here you can see I have fixed this ear firmly to our bunny cap. Now in similar way, you have to just go through the first 5 rows and mark the stitch and work this ear too. Now our ear part is done. The next step is to put this eyes as well as the nose part to our face. So using the hot glue, I'll be just sticking this eyes and nose to our bunny cap. So just count 6 rows from the top. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And we'll be sticking the eyes in the middle of the 6th and the 7th row. So as you can see, I have sticked the other eye too. Now somewhat making an equal spacing over the sides as well as leaving a little bit of gap between the eyes. Now you can see this excess of yarn. I'll be just using this yarn to stitch along the eye using a needle. So once I'm done with it, I shall get back to you. So I've put the loose yarns around the eyes. And now the final step is to just stick this nose in this way over here. So using the hot glue, just going between the 2 eyes on the lower part, stick this nose. So here our nose is sticked. Now I'll be using this loose yarn to sew along the edge. So once I'm done with it, I shall get back to you. So I have put the loose yarn inside and cut the excess of yarn. So our bunny cap is done. I hope you found this tutorial really very useful as well as interesting too. In case of any queries, please let me know through comments. Thanks for watching and have a wonderful day.